Hi guys, I'm going to go through two examples for subtracting polynomials on Deltamath. The first one is going to be just an expression versus the second one's going to be with words, all right? So the first example here, all you're going to do is you're going to keep the first part of the first set of parentheses the same. So you're just going to rewrite the first set of parentheses. All right, nothing changes. This part is going to stay the same, all right? So that negative sign, we actually have to distribute through the second set of parentheses. When I say distribute, so here is our second set, negative 9x minus 2. We have to distribute that negative sign, distribute. So really what we're doing is we're multiplying -1, remember there's since there's no number there, we're assuming that that is a 1 that we do not write. So really we're going to multiply -1 to each of these terms, all right? So again, the first part stays the same. And what really happens when you multiply by -1, the signs flip, because anything times 1 will be the same numerical value, or the same thing, just with the opposite sign, all right? So if this was a positive 9x, it is now going to become a negative 9x. This -2 will now become a positive 2, all right? So this part stays the same. And the second part, the second set of parentheses, you're really just switching the signs of each term that's inside of that set of parentheses, all right? And then when you get to this point, this is just like adding polynomials. Once you get here, all you're going to do is add, all right? What that means is you're just going to combine like terms, all right? So always start with the highest exponent first, and then you go to the lowest. So really look for the highest exponent. So here, the highest exponent is 2. So this is going to be our highest term exponent-wise. There is no other x squared, so we're just rewriting this, all right? The next lowest exponent would be 1. So really that's just wherever you see x, all right? X raised to the first power, we don't say that, we just say x, all right? So that's going to give us this -x and this -9x, all right? So again, we combine the numbers. So here we have a -1, we don't write it, but it's there. There's a -1 and then -9. So that gives us a -10. That x just comes along for the ride, all right? We don't add anything to it. We don't add exponents. The x just comes along for the ride. And then last but not least, we have a +1 and a +2. That gives us a +3. And that is going to be our final answer. All right, so again, you can use the keyboard that Deltamath gives you for your exponents. If you do not want to use the keyboard, you are more than welcome to use Shift and then the number 6. All right, so you're holding on to Shift button while you press number 6. So this gives you that caret symbol. That means that that's going to be your exponent, all right? So 10x, I'm going to hold Shift, press number 6, and you'll notice that the cursor moves up, all right? So where the exponent would be, and then here you have to press the right arrow in order to go back to the standard line. If you do not, then you're still going to stay inside of the exponent part, all right? -10x plus 3. Okay, submit. Press yes, and there we go. All right, so the second example is going to be with words. It tells you subtract this polynomial from this polynomial. All right, so example 2, subtract from. All right, so we have to talk about this. When you say you're going to subtract something from something else, that means that that's what you're taking away, all right? So subtracting blank from blank, it's actually opposite of what you're thinking. You would think that it's x squared minus 2x minus 6, and then you're going to minus the next part. No, it's actually flipped. So this is really flipped, all right? So what I mean by that is if you're going to take x squared minus 2x minus 6 away from what the negative 6x plus 5, it's negative 6x plus 5. This is the original, all right? You're subtracting x squared minus 2x minus 6. So the order is flipped, all right? So let me flipped order, all right? So this is the only tricky part about the subtracting for polynomials, is the wording, all right? When they give it to you as subtract this from this, all you're really going to do is flip the order of the polynomials, all right? So the second polynomial is really the first polynomial. That's the original, and you're taking away the first set of polynomials that they give you, all right? So here, once you flip the order, it's really the same as the top part, all right? We're going to keep the first one the same. And the second part here, we're going to go ahead and distribute that negative sign, which is really -1. All that really means is that we're going to switch signs. So switch signs of this second set of polynomials. So this positive x squared becomes negative x squared. This negative 2x becomes positive 2x. And this negative 6 becomes a positive 6. All right. And then from here, you're going to add polynomials. Really, you're going to combine like terms. All right. Combine like terms. All right. Start with the highest exponent. So x squared, bring the sign along with it because that's really -1 x squared. That is your highest exponent, and there's nothing else to combine it with. So that's really it. And then we have x would be the next one. So -6x plus 2x. So add the numbers together. -6 plus 2, different signs, subtract, and keep the sign of the bigger number. And then again, the x just comes along for the ride. You're just rewriting it. All right. And then last but not least, we have 5 and 6. So that makes 11. And there we go. That is your final answer. Go ahead and plot that into your answer field, -x. Press shift, hold shift, press 6. It'll give you the exponent part, -4x plus 11. And go ahead and press submit, press yes, and that is it. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.